We're a little bit early on the lights, so we're going to wait just a second before we kick this off. You really want to be careful if you're in a room and the lights come on bright all of a sudden and there's firemen in the room, because they'll all jump up and run out. That's the old fireman in me.
Did you know that she got married and her new last name is that?
Oh, she get married? I did not know that. Well, before I call the meeting to order, just one comment real quick. I went down for lunch today to the Bar Cave dog park, and the food was really good. I didn't have a dog with me, but there was plenty of them outside, and it looked like they were having a lot of fun. But the restaurant there is pretty good. I'd recommend it if you're down that area and you need to find lunch. It was a good lunch. No.
Was it busy? Gary, was the restaurant busy?
No. Well, there was 4 or 5 of us in there, I guess, and there were some people eating outside that had their dogs outside, but it was nice. And evidently they're starting to draw a crowd too, so that's good. All right, I will call the meeting to order. This is the February 28th meeting of the Oklahoma City Riverfront Redevelopment Authority. I have no items officially. Item 3 is the minutes from the January 31st meeting. Do we have any changes or corrections? Need a motion? Cast your vote.
Yes, please.
And that passes. Item 4 is a consent docket. We have an oil and gas revenue report, river corridor events update, and a revocable permit with Heartland Racing Company for the Go Girl Run OKC, March 4th, using Wheeler Park, Oklahoma City Community Foundation River Trail located on the north side of the river. Any questions on the consent docket? Need a motion? Cast your vote.
Yes, please.
And that passes. Item 5 is the primary agenda item. Item A is the river project summary. Jeff, got something for us?
Good afternoon. Jess Shumway, Oklahoma City Public Works. Our river project summary for the month of February is as follows. We're starting to see with some soon spring-like weather, we'll see increased activity from our vegetation management contractor. They provide spraying within the river corridor, also spraying and mowing beyond. Other than that, we're also anticipating seeing a little bit of uptick in debris as, weather's now upon us and we're starting to see more thunderstorms. So we'll be able to gather those debris up. Looking forward, though, we're still looking into late 23 for some upcoming projects. Again, the Arcana site, looking at the Embark landing there. We're still looking at multiple other projects that can be issued simultaneously with various other groups such as Parks and Embark and Public Works, MAPS. We all have areas within the Eastern Basin that'll have some activity during that time frame. Also trying to keep Mike and the River Sport group involved so they're aware of dates and timelines and things of that nature. As one of the photos we did provide, This was actually one of the original SCADA wells that was installed downstream of the eastern dam, and we reinstalled it as part of the infrastructure looking forward to MAPS 4 and the potential of a fourth dam being installed so we could still gather the data on the water levels downstream. With that,
Just a couple of things. I'll remind everybody that's a low water dam that's being built. It's not going to dam up deep enough for much activity. But I heard you say late '23 for taking down the water.
correct.
Okay. And how do we have any idea about how long that's going to be down?
We're still working on those timelines. We're trying to look at some of the construction schedules for each project, and again, trying to make those projects all simultaneous so that we're minimizing the impact of the Eastern Basin. We're still in the planning phases on a lot of that, so there's really no hard dates at this moment.
Okay. Any other questions? I need a motion.
Thank you.
Cast your vote. And that passes. Item B is a presentation on the Oklahoma River cruisers. Recall last week, and they actually had already started planning on doing one, but last week I mentioned having a report on the cruisers, especially for some of our new folks that are on here. So, welcome.
Welcome. Good afternoon. Joel Garcia, I'm with Embark. Just giving you guys a brief update on the history of our river cruises. Thanks first to our first MAPS initiative in 1990. The Oklahoma River is now a thriving destination. In April of 2008, the Oklahoma River started a ferry service along a 7-mile stretch of the Oklahoma River. We have 3 vessels that are 65 feet long, that are seaworthy, and we provide public service, ferry service, as well as specialty cruises and private charters. Next slide, please. The Devon Discovery was launched in October of 2007 and began introductory service in November of 2007. The Explorer was launched in March of 2008, and in July of 2008, Pioneer was launched and joined our fleet. Next slide, please. We have 5 landings, the Meridian, Stockyard, Exchange, which is our main hub where we do store and maintenance all of our vessels, Regatta, and Bricktown. On the screen, you can see this is the Devon Discovery at our Bricktown landing. And as Jess mentioned, there are several projects currently in the works, and we are currently in the design stages of our newest landing, which will be part of the Akana project and development, which will be for the FAM. Next. So, a little bit about our boats, our vessels. They were built by the Scrano Boat Building in Albany, New York. They are built to a U.S. Coast Guard standard for sub-charter T small passenger vessels. We've got an estimated service lifespan of approximately 42 years, but thanks to our maintenance staff, that is expected to be much longer than the 42 years. Again, they're 65 feet in length, 14 foot wide, and a depth of approximately 3.5 feet. They are 11 feet tall, and we have approximately 17 gross registered tons. And this is a measurement of volume, not actually of weight, but the displacement is 41,180 pounds. So our main propulsion for our boats, next slide please, is provided by 2 John Deere 6068 TFM 75 turbo diesel engines. Each of them produce approximately 178 horsepower at approximately 2,500 RPMs. We have a 27.5 kilowatt generator, which is there to supply for our AC as well as electrical on the boat. Our vessels have a top speed of approximately 15 knots, which equates to about 17 miles an hour. And then we have a low wake cruising speed of approximately 7 knots, which equates to about 8 miles an hour. Each vessel is equipped with 2 fuel tanks, which hold approximately 130 gallons. Next slide, please. So our service capacity. Each vessel is able to carry approximately 47 passengers as well as 2 crew members. They're climate-controlled cabs. All of our vessels are ADA accessible, and they're built with the solid aluminum hull and lightweight composite cabin. Next slide, please. We offer our ferry service starting in April, and then we run until November. Some of our specialty services include cocktail cruises, the Haunt the River, Mother's Day, Father's Day, as well as our holiday river parade. And then, of course, our private charters are offered year-round. Next slide, please. Of course, none of this could happen without our great partnership that Embark has had with Hornblower Services for over the last 15 years. The local team works hard to provide outstanding service to our passengers, as well as maintaining our fleet to an excellent standard. I would like to take a minute as well. I've got some of the staff here. Mark, would you please stand? He's our GM of our project. And then we have Shay, and she handles all of our specialty cruises for us. Next slide, please. I'd just like to thank the board for their continued support of the river cruises, and I would encourage you to take a cruise with us in our next season.
Okay.
Any questions?
One comment real quick for the newer people here. They carry the name Devon through the gracious financial support of Devon Energy back then. And we really appreciate that, and it's been a great boon for us. On the staff, can you just real quick go into the qualifications? These are not your country lake boaters. These, because of the size of the boat and the people that they have to carry and the rules and regulations and so forth, there's quite a stringent policy on becoming a pilot and how to be a pilot and so forth. Can you make a real quick comment about that, please?
I can, Chairman. And you are correct. The staff and our captains are trained to a U.S. Coast Guard standard, which means that they've got to have so many years, not only on the vessel, but as well as working the vessel. I want to say the hours, and I'm going to defer to Mark here. The total hours is 368 hours days. So it does require that they have extensive knowledge manning the vessel.
Yeah. And it's those same regulations. If you've ridden the boat more than once, that same regulation is the one they have to go through their safety procedures before they take off from the dock and everything else, kind of like being on an airplane. But anyway.
So if I want to have a private tour, how many of my friends can I get on the boat? And from the point of departure to the point of return, how long is the trip?
You could comfortably have 47 people on there, 47 of your acquaintances and friends, and you're probably looking from, and I'm just going to say you departed at exchange. By the time you make the entire 7 miles, it'd be about a little over an hour.
Gotcha.
About an hour and 10 minutes to be exact.
How accessible, sorry, I have
Go
another
ahead.
question. How accessible is to the community? Like
I'm
to
sorry?
ride, how accessible is for the community to ride? Like,
The accessibility for the community, we offer multiple landings that have multiple access points. Regatta is probably our largest landing as far as accessibility. With FAM coming online, it would be our second largest. But all of our landings have really good access points off the interstate and as well as to some of the amenities in the downtown area. Bricktown to be a prime example.
Any other questions? Very good. Thanks for the report.
Thank you,
I need a
Chairman.
motion to accept that. Okay, and that passes. Item C is a resolution accepting the annual inventory of the Oklahoma River Rowing and Canoe Kayak Race Course, including Oklahoma City property obtained by the River Sport Foundation through a Tobacco Settlement Endowment Trust grant and transferred to the city Office of Management and Enterprise. This is a yearly report that they're required to give us on the status of the parts of the race course, parts that are still being used, parts that have been, are obsolete and have been gotten rid of. Do we have any questions on it? Need a motion? Cast your vote. And that passes. Item D is the second renewal of a lease agreement with Samuel Owens for livestock grazing on our property at 1420 South Portland Avenue. Any questions? Need a motion? Cast your vote. And that passes. Item E is a revocable permit with River Sport Foundation for the OKC Junior Invitational and U.S. Rowing Camp, March 24th through the 26th of this year, using the Boathouse District, Regatta Park, the Plaza, and the Eastern Basin. Any questions? Need a motion? Cast your vote. That passes. Item F is a revocable permit with the Oklahoma Office of Homeland Security for an operational readiness exercise October 2nd through the 4th at Prairie Lake Park, 4899 North Air Depot. This will be used by the Urban Search and Rescue Team, Task Force 1. Any questions? Cast your vote. That passes. Well, you got out safely. We didn't put you on the spot for anything. Item G is River Sport Foundation request to authorize event-specific tent capping during April 14th through the 6th. This was a deferred from last time. This staff has requested this be stricken. We have a companion item coming up right after this. So I need a motion to strike this item.
We won't have to vote.
Don't have to?
Since we listed it on the agenda.
Okay, I've been told we don't need to do that. So I will go to item H. The resolution authorizing the River Sport Foundation to offer limited event-specific camping in the district April 21st through the 23rd. They did this last year. They want to do it again this year. Staff indicates there was no problems with this last year. We deferred it last month for staff to get back together and make sure they had everything they wanted done on that, and the city and the Boathouse Foundation were both good with it, and I assume that's what's happened. So, we have any other questions on it? Need a motion? Cast your votes. That passes. Item I is an ordinance amendments related to Chapter 38 of the Oklahoma City Municipal Code 2020, amending Article 5, Division 3, Section 38 through 186, restriction on game fish, specifically on sizes of game fish. I don't know how many fishermen we have here, but they're going to, it appears that they're loosening up the restrictions on that. There must be a good stock of fish in our waters here, but they're taking away some of the minimum requirements and the size requirements. So, any questions on it? Need a motion? Cast your vote. And that passes. Item 6 is a claims docket. Any question on the claims docket? Motion? Cast your vote. That item passes, I think. There we go. Item 7 is comments by staff. You have the director's report.
Yep.
Anything else, Melinda?
That was a good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. I just wanted to call attention to the Development and Water Use Committee coming to you probably fairly soon. We've been able to meet again with the Last Frontier Council with the Boy Scouts of America to talk about a site that they're very specifically interested in on the river. So we'll be bringing that to you probably next couple months. We're really excited about that, Kathy. So we appreciate your help, Trustee Williams, very much. Other than that, I'm here to answer questions if you have any.
Any questions? Very good.
Thank you.
Motion to accept that report. Cast your vote. That item passes. Any comments by trustees? Any citizens to be heard? Mike?
Good afternoon, it's Mike Knopf here with Riversport. I just wanted to say a couple things to, well, first, as you mentioned, Barquet is now open, and I do encourage you to come out. We had over 400 dogs there on Saturday before last, and I was out of town this past weekend, but I'm told it's continuing at that pace, so it's really become quite a popular attraction. So we're really excited about that. We appreciate everyone's help, the city's help, Embark's help with transportation and getting us through that opening period with so much interest in people coming down. So I also want to mention that on March 11th, we are opening our, for spring break, our land adventures. The Whitewater will not be open till the end of April, but the filtration project is almost complete, and we're starting to fill the pool up now, and we're really excited about what we expect to be the results of that. So, but we are, like I said, open for spring break. I will note that if you don't get to go skiing at spring break, you can come to Riversport. We were highlighted in Men's Journal magazine as the number 11th best place to learn to ski in America. The only non-ski mountain, by the way, that got that designation. So kind of surprising, but so that is what's going on. And I also mentioned that U.S. Rowing is having their board of directors meeting at Riversport in 2 weeks. They're coming from around the country here. They really see a great future in major events and initiatives taking place here. Also really highlighting our diversity and inclusion program that we have going on right now, which is really getting a lot of attention in that we had all of the athletic directors from Oklahoma City Public School at the Boathouse last week, and they all want to be involved in starting teams. So we've got our work cut out, but we're very excited about that. So anyway, I wanted to give you an update. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other? Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. We took our Team South class there a couple of weeks ago, and they were doing the skiing, and one of our teammates fell, and her finger was like this. When it was supposed to be like this, was like this. And so we ended up, she didn't break it. They actually just took her back and took her someplace, and they just popped it back in. But it was not, I mean, it was very stressful, but
Yeah,
a great
thank
team,
you.
so thank you.
It is authentic, so I just, that goes with it sometimes. So anyway, thank you.
Okay, any other comment? We are adjourned.